When we... The family vacation. Home movies like these are classic Americana. How many husbands have turned the lens on a reluctant, camera-shy wife? And how many of those wives had a secret life that no one ever even guessed at? Phyllis Strub of Cincinnati, Ohio, did. And to this day, her family still can't believe it.
I don't think nobody could want a better wife than what Phyllis was. Yeah, she took care of the children real well, and she took care of me.
Okay, well, that number's on that sheet there, okay?
Phyllis was also the ideal employee. She managed a credit union for a large Hilton hotel in Cincinnati. There was no reason to think she would ever run afoul of the FBI.
Phyllis was a trusted employee at the credit union. She was the only paid employee there, had worked in that capacity since 1967, both as the treasurer and a teller. There was no reason at all to suspect that she was involved in any type of wrongdoing.
No reason, that is, until July 16th, 1980. On that day, a federal auditor was waiting at the hotel credit union when Phyllis returned from the yearly family vacation. Despite her surprise, Phyllis seemed to take the auditor's visit in stride.
Morning, Phyllis.
Oh, Chris, I wasn't expecting you.
Oh, didn't you get my card?
No, I didn't. I've been on vacation for a couple of weeks. You know, I read in the newspaper where these people take money from credit unions. I just don't understand how they can do something like that, how they can get away with it.
You have to run a tight ship.
Mm-hmm.
Phyllis claimed that because of her 3-week vacation, she was not prepared for this audit at all, and she needed a lot more time to get a lot of the records and the paperwork together. That's what she initially told the auditor, and she stuck with that story throughout the couple days that the auditor was at the credit union.
The auditor worked long hours both days, but he kept coming up short by nearly $250,000.
Phyllis, could you come in here for just a minute, please?
Did you have a question?
Yes, I think we have a problem. I did a check here of the trial balance on all 3 of these approaches, and as you'll see within the numbers, I've got the same error balance each time.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Oh,
And so I've done this
yes.
book, this sheet, this book, and the ones that are...
Once again, Phyllis seemed totally unruffled.
Okay, now have you done the last 2 weeks of me? I see it's just opened up into the 2nd week.
I did through the bottom of that, what's May 15th.
Oh, okay. Well, oh, shoot. I'm going to have to get to the bank to make a deposit before it closes. Now, I'm sure if you go through those last 2 weeks, you'll find everything's in order. I'll be right back. I won't be very long.
Phyllis Strub proceeded to walk calmly out of the credit union, taking care to hang a "Be Back Soon" sign on the front door. But Phyllis never came back, to the credit union or to her children and husband.
Phyllis had told me that she'd probably work late Tuesday with this auditor. So I never thought nothing of it by her not being home for dinner or cooking for us. And it drug on into the evening, and she still wasn't home, and I just, for liking me, I don't know why I didn't pick the phone up and call. I just didn't. I wasn't worried about her. I thought, well, she'll be home late, so I went on to bed.
Hello, yes. Oh, please send them in. Thank you.
Earl assumed Phyllis had spent the night at the hotel because of the audit. But the next day, Earl was asked to meet with the auditor and with Phyllis's boss.
Earl, we asked you to come in this morning because we're trying to work out something. You know, Phyllis didn't come in to work.
Well, now, wait a minute. She didn't come home last night. Well, Earl, we've got a very serious problem then here.
The auditor suspected that Phyllis had embezzled $247,826.54.
Unless Phyllis has done something with the money.
The possibility of Phyllis embezzling that much money came as a complete surprise to everyone, to include Phyllis's family, Phyllis's friends, and the employees and customers of the bank.
When she left, she took quite a chunk of my life with her. So, and as far as the children goes, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, you know, it tore them up pretty good, too, as close as they were. But this thing got further along, and I just didn't know which way to turn, and to this day, I don't know what she did with the money, or where it went, or how she got it out of there, or anything like that. But, you know, these are questions only Phyllis can answer.
Phyllis Strub managed to keep one jump ahead of the law, yet she was driving the family car and using her own credit cards.
When she did break down and using the credit cards, really, I was overjoyed. It kind of hits you funny, but it showed me a pattern. I had a map. I kept a map, and all the receipts that I got a hold of, I marked on this map and traced her movements around the country.
Over a 7-month period, Phyllis Strub covered 22,000 miles and 2/3 of the United States, winding her way from Ohio down to the Gulf of Mexico. Phyllis Strub, the model wife and mother, a perfect employee, was last seen on November 17th, 1980, hitching a ride on a tanker truck headed for New Orleans. Her car had broken down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Ironically, Phyllis told her repairman she didn't have a penny to fix it.
It really drove me down and hit me as hard as you could hit a person. But she probably misses those kids right now. If she misses them half as much as I miss her, she's suffering. She's suffering just like I am.
Every once in a while, we ever look through the photo books and see her, you know, it just always brings it back. You know, it might get a little less, you know, not as painful, but always going to bring the memories back, you know, the way it should have been.
Today, Phyllis's children are grown and married, and there are 7 small grandchildren Phyllis has never seen. Even though she is wanted by the FBI and may have to spend time in prison, Phyllis's family wants her to come home. After 14 years, Earl Strub still loves his wife.
If Phyllis walked in that door right now and was still single and wanted me, I'd run down and get me a preacher right now, as far as that goes. Oh, yeah, I love Phyllis. I really don't know how much I loved the woman until after this happened.
These are the most recent photographs of Phyllis Strub, taken shortly before she disappeared in 1980. She is 5 feet 4 inches tall, with dark hair and eyes. An FBI artist has made this drawing, showing how Phyllis might look today at the age of 56. One fascinating footnote to this case. There is no evidence that any of the money Phyllis Strub is accused of embezzling was ever spent, either before or after she disappeared. If you have any information, please contact your nearest FBI office or call our toll-free number, 1-800-876-5353.